Okay, we're back. Day 4. I am surprised that I am still kicking it. Let me just see if I can get a good angle and if that is, my head's being a little bit cut off. Could be marginally better. I don't really know how to use this thing. Oh, further away. Maybe I'm not close enough. Boop, boop, scusa. Alright. Is that better? Anyone has these tripods and actually wants to like explain to me how to use it, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just like cannot seem to get an angle that works. Anyway, I guess this is more for the audio, so it don't matter. I guess I can't believe that I'm still doing this, but I actually feel like doing this every day. I don't even know, I guess like where this is gonna go, but I feel like I am actually quite extroverted, and at the moment I am living quite an introverted life. Like I have, my partner and I, my fiance and I moved to Tahoe for the season where we kind of work out where we go next. We have been living in San Francisco for the past year, originally from Sydney, and didn't really love San Francisco that much. I can share a little bit more about that whole journey, but I don't know if it's what I feel like going into today. So we're thinking about moving to New York, and we have a lot of good friends now in San Francisco. We've just got our dog, so we really wanted to kind of like maximize for some outdoor space, and a lot of our friends in San Francisco come up to Tahoe to go skiing in Palisades every weekend. So we thought, if we don't really love San Francisco, all our friends are going to be here every weekend, let's go to Tahoe. So I have been living in a very sort of remote situation. I mean, it's not that remote, but compared to like a major city, it is. So we are living in Kings Beach, which has a little bit, like a few shops. So yesterday I went out to a few vintage shops and I was really happy about some of the purchases I made. I also got this really cute hat that I was gonna wear today, but I'm not vibing it inside right now with my all black outfit. I think the hair looks fun. Yes, so I feel like my weekends have been like fairly social. Like I have friends who come up, so we'll go out for dinner, or like we'll catch up for a drink. But I reckon I'm sort of the kind of person who needs to like let a lot out and like get my energy every day from like interacting with other people. And so while I know I don't know like who I'm talking to right now, this feels like a really good outlet for me because I can just chat as if I'm chatting to a friend. So if you're listening and you feel the same, then let's chat. Let me know how you deal with living remote when you're very extroverted. And it's the same with like remote work and stuff, which is always, and this is sort of what's been on my mind about whether we move to New York or not and how we do it. Because we've gotten used to this lifestyle. We both work remote we've been working remote for the last 3 years, running our own businesses. My fiance is now at a clean tech startup. But that flexibility just means you can do so much. Like we could go back to Australia when we've got friends' weddings. Like we could go to Europe for a week in summer. Like it just opens up so many possibilities. And so I think my kind of ideal job is going to be something that enables me to go into an office, but is also super chill if I'm like, hey, for 2 weeks I need to go home and plan my wedding or something, and home being Australia. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in that journey and why I guess I'm really enjoying this. But I thought maybe today I'd talk a little bit more about like my color analysis and getting that done, because I feel like it was very eye-opening for me, and it does surprise me that some people, like I listened to a couple of interviews with like Alexa Chung and like Hannah Chody, like two big kind of style fashion influencers who I love. Neither of them know what their colors are, and they've never done it, but they intuitively, I reckon, always look really stylish. And so maybe they just sort of have experimented with enough colors, and you know, if they're gonna wear something that's maybe not in their hero palette, they wear gold jewelry and things like that to balance it out. And I think that's like an important thing to recognize and talk about here, and it's part of like a realization that I've had on my own journey with my color analysis, because I growing up I was an all black silver girly. I would like wear, you know, like a black t-shirt, silver necklace. I had like cool tone makeup, same hair, this is my natural hair color. And I very much like thought I was kind of that like high contrast, you know, like cool dark sort of palette and look. My mum, for context, is very much that kind of cool winter, summer vibes. We actually got our colours done together, and she'd always thought she was a winter and turned out she was a summer, which is still cool tone, but she seemed to think it was like her getting older. She's like, you know, sort of embracing her greys, so she's got like a half grey, half black hair situation, which looks fabulous on her because she's suits cool tones. And she, anyway, so she doesn't agree with her color analysis being summer, but needless to say, we looked kind of similar, even though I've always had more of like my dad's coloring, which is a bit more olive. And so I just, and as I mentioned, like I kind of grew up and she was very fashionable. I would spend like hours on end in her wardrobe, like trying on different dresses and outfits and shoes, and you know, I couldn't wait to grow up and like fit into some of her things. And then unfortunately my feet stopped. My shoes are size 39 European, and there was a moment in time when I was also a 39, but then I hit 40, and then we've never been able to share shoes, and she's got the nicest shoe collection, which is just so sad. Anyway, so I always thought, well, at least I have her jewelry, because she's a big silver girl. And lo and behold, I get my color analysis done. When did I get it done? Like almost 2 years ago now, 18 months maybe. And I was shook because I had never picked up brown, burgundy, teal, like I had an aversion to gold. Like I used to kind of like scoff at people, like the fact that everyone wore gold, and I was like, everyone should embrace silver. It's like, it's different, it's unique, like, you know. And I loved this brand. Hey, come here. I loved this brand, George Jensen, which does really, really good silver. Come here. What are you eating? Scissor. Absolutely. Hey, you just destroyed that. 1 second. Come on. Can you pick your favorite toy? Good boy. Yeah, so I used to really love this brand, George Jensen. I have one of their bracelets, which is still very much silver. I still have a silver ring. My engagement ring, I actually love diamonds with This is platinum actually, but you know, like I really like that look. So I'm very much embracing it, but now I wear a lot more gold. It's a gold chain. This is silver and gold. My earrings are gold and black. So when I went to go get my colors done, she said I had neutral tone but leaning warm, and that I was a dark autumn. So this is why, I mean, the initial shock was like, I used to see a brown t-shirt in a shop and be like, ugh, you know. But if I had just picked it up and tried it on, been open-minded, I reckon I would have been wearing brown, because when you see yourself look good, like you just look amazing when you find some of the colors that are maybe your best colors, right? Like there's no denying, like black is not one of my best colors, but like I can still wear it and I know how to wear it now. He's napping. But I think, and this is where like some of those big style influencers who haven't done it, maybe they have just been more open-minded and seen what looks good, what feels good, and discovered their favorite tones and how to curate outfits in that way. I think that's probably my guess, I guess. But, and also if you're neutral, you can get away with a lot, and if you know how to like wear, like right now I wear black, but I make sure that I don't have a high neck, like I can't wear a high neck. I pull my hair back because it's like very heavy with that. Some gold earrings. I probably should be wearing like straight gold, not these ones, but I just like couldn't be bothered this morning. These are the ones that were in front of me. What else? Doing my makeup. And yeah, the big thing I reckon is like around the face. Like if you can like create some balance there, because I have like more naturally warm, like olive-ish skin, that works. But yeah, I was completely shook, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go out and buy some brown after this session. And to be fair, because I'm neutral, I can still wear some silvers, but gold is always gonna look a little bit more glowy. Silver's gonna look a little bit more refined and different. Oh, why did you get up? I thought you were having a nice little nap. Good boy. He wants to face me. You're so cute. Oh, he has a nap this morning, which is slightly problematic. He's been up for quite a few hours. Yeah, so after that session, if you just feel like what really made me want to go and do it was often I would get like dressed at home and I'd put my makeup on and I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, oh, okay, like I look good, I'm dressed up. And then I'd like see myself out in reflection somewhere, or like get a photo and I'd be like, I look so pale and like not well, you know, like I thought I looked good when I left the house. And that for me was something that I was like, something I'm doing wrong here. So the first thing I did was actually go and do like a makeup lesson at Mecca, which is, I don't think you guys have a Mecca in the US, but I don't know if they offered this at Sephora. It's similar to Sephora. But essentially what they do is, it's like they will do half of your face and talk you through all the different products they're using and why, and like agree on a look, and then you match it on the other side. And then I bought the foundation, the concealer, like I bought all the like the bronzer, contour, blush, because all of the shades I had been using were more suitable for a cool palette. And so I think what I was doing is I was just kind of like flattening my face. So it was a really good first step. And I think like I maybe was just lucky to have like a really good makeup artist, because like sometimes I think they don't really know, or like they see you wearing black and silver earrings, they're like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go for a cool look, without having a conversation. So I think I was quite lucky to just get like a really good makeup artist that day. But it was also super valuable to do the lesson, because I've like gotten my makeup done a few times since then, and it goes so quickly. I'm like, what product are you using? And like, where are you placing that? And like, it's actually really hard to recreate the look at home. So that was my first step. And so then I started looking, I think, a lot better. I was like, okay, I'd still wear there's some water. I would still wear all black, and I also used to have this like red Chanel lipstick, which was very much like a kind of a blood red, like very deep winter kind of tone. Maybe true winter. It was like quite cool and blue. And same thing happened again, right? I like went out for dinner, a really nice dinner. I had like a black singlet, black skirt, black fur jacket, red lip, because I always used to put a red lip on because I was like, I need to look a little bit more alive, like maybe the black is drowning me, which should have been the signal there. And my hair out, silver earrings. And I remember seeing the photos, I thought I looked so good when I was in the mirror, like getting ready, but this is not sitting well. So that's when I was like, I need to go get my full colors done. I thought I was more cool toned. This makeup artist has said I'm more leaning warm. Maybe it's time to go and like figure this out. Because I also couldn't work it out because I was like, I don't look bad in black. Like I think these are still like better colors for me than like a, you know, pastel or something. But anyway, so that's sort of what led me to do the color analysis, and I went to this little shop that I found. I think I found it on Instagram. It's a couple of like Korean girls who started a business doing it in Australia, in their city. So I made my mum come with me. As I mentioned before, she wasn't super receptive to the process, but because she thinks she thought she already knew what she was, and the lady was like, violet's quite a good color on you or something, and she was like, oh, I'm never wearing purple again. But she was hilarious and did embrace it. But the biggest thing was to be there for me, and I think, yeah, we were seeing brown on me, we were seeing burgundy, and I was like, this is maybe my best color I've ever seen. I was just like, my eyes lit up, my face glowed. And then she would do like a bright orange or bright red or like cobalt blue. And these are all the colors that like I feel had previously been very drawn to. And I would like wear those like really bright summer dresses and like look back and be like, it's just like I did not look good in that dress. Then you see some people like, I don't know, like Brittany Snow, for example, who wears a bright pink dress and she looks like 10 out of 10. And so I think it's like, yeah, when you start to see it like that, you're like, okay, there is something to this here. And so, yeah, basically after that session, I went out to like Seed, Uniqlo. I was like kind of on a like strict budget at that time when I was running, you know, getting my business off the ground. So I didn't want to like go splurge on all those brown things. So I just bought like a few. I think I bought like 2 brown t-shirts and a jumper, and I just started wearing them every day, like, and integrating them into my outfits. And then I started to see there was no going back. And so, yeah, I slowly started integrating more and more brown. When I moved to the US, I did a big wardrobe kind of clean out. Like I already needed to reduce my wardrobe to like fit into like 2 suitcases. So that was a good, I suppose, timing to do that. I now have been very like careful about, like I bought like a lot more gold jewelry. And I've just now been very like, I still have a lot of black things and like crisp white, but I'll just like style them more appropriately, or like put on a big pair of gold earrings, and that kind of really helps. But I think this is like a bit of a transition from like, okay, like black and white as my like go-to neutrals to like a chocolate brown and an ivory. Like it's not that big of a shift, but the difference it makes to like how I look even like without makeup on and stuff is huge. And so like with activewear and things, I think that's quite big. This is like a bit of a softer, I think because it's like a knit it's a bit better, but also like because I'm wearing it open like this, it's fine. But it's a process. One thing though that I've found tricky is that like I'm trying, like I feel like I've been too strict about like only really buying things that I know are in my like core like best color palette. And so sometimes I see things and I'm like, that would be so nice, like I really like that jacket, and I don't get it because I'm like, I gotta buy my colors. But now I'm entering into this phase of like, because I like a bit of contrast in my outfits, like I want to start doing like pairings that are maybe some of them outside the palette, right? So like brown, chocolate brown, and then like a pale icy blue. That is a really nice combo that I reckon would look really good on me. And that means I can allow myself to buy pale blue, which if I wore pale blue with white jeans and silver accessories, like wouldn't look good. But if I wear a pale blue shirt with gold earrings, you know, brown shorts, and like a brown knit over my shoulders, like that would look amazing. So this is kind of like the next phase of my color journey that I'm in, which is like I've shifted enough of my base neutrals and I have an understanding of like how to ensure I have warmth and balance in all my outfits, that now I feel like I'm ready to start buying clothes that I can pair with those neutrals that are a bit more fun, a bit more life to them, and kind of follow a little bit more of the creative juices in that sense. So I don't know whether, like I've seen a lot of people do the color analysis through ChatGPT, and to be honest, I did the like, I think I tried to have a few conversations with ChatGPT and it kept giving me things that like were a little bit more like I thought I was a spring, and I was like, yeah, you're probably a spring, whereas the Kibby thing I reckon was true. I think it got that pretty right, but the colors, like, I guess the difference with the Kibby body type system and color analysis is that like what really works in the color analysis, or what you really need, is someone to hold up all those swatches right in front of your face and to get the live feedback, and you see the difference in, you know, a stark white versus a cream, or like a bright orange versus deep burgundy. Like those are the like, that I reckon is very hard for like ChatGPT to do, because it would need to hold up 1,000, like, you know, not 1,000, but you know what I mean, like heaps of like swatches, like color swatches to your face to really make that work. And even then I don't think it would be a good judge of your tones, because it's less good at analyzing images than text. Having said that, why does it work with a kid? I think it might work because it is actually just looking at your shape and proportions. So I guess it can analyze images that well. I guess what I meant by not as good at analyzing images is tone is very different to shapes. And I think shapes it's probably better at. Because that seemed to work for me, and I totally disagreed with it. I was like, are you sure I'm not a classic or a dramatic? Like this is my whole wardrobe. So again, I'm going through another reckoning of like, okay, this is like, now I've got my colors and understand a little bit more about how to buy that. What shapes of things do I wear? Like, yeah, maybe there's a brown t-shirt, but it's a crew neck boxy tee, and that's not going to suit me. Like, I need a sort of more draped knit, or, you know, a v-neck kind of top. Like, I need to, just because I found out that brown works really well, I can't just like, you know, it's not as simple as that. So would highly recommend. This is also why, like, oh man, I hope I'm not getting sick. This is also why my little puppy. This is also why I get, now the more and more I learn about how everyone has very different and unique color you know, color palettes, kibi systems, essences. Like, the more I think, how is it that everyone feels the need to dress the same? And maybe it's always been like this is what trends are. But I do think with TikTok, there's a lot of virality around like, these are like 5 things that make you look chic. The 5 things that make me look chic are going to be very different to the 5 things that make you look chic. And that is an amazing thing. And so I think it's fun to see what's trending and to know what, like, very intuitively and like deep down what you know suits you, so that you can go, well, okay, cobalt blue is trending. It doesn't suit me. Do I need to buy it? Maybe not. If I do buy it, maybe I just get it in a pair of shoes or a handbag. You know, I don't need to get a jumper or a t-shirt or anything that's like, you know, gonna mess with my vibes. Yeah, and also just like how like 90s minimalism, I mean, I've said this like every time, I just want to keep hitting home on the point. Like, you don't just have to wear a white crew tee from Uniqlo or Brandy Melville or whatever it is and get a great pair of jeans. Like, you could end up spending so much money and still not looking how you want to look and feeling great. And so, yeah, it's worth an investment. It's like the best investment you can make is in yourself, because the better that you are, the better you feel, the better you can show up for all the people in your life and bring that positive energy and show people there's another way and inspire people. So that is my big takeaway for today. And yeah, no, it was fun talking about that. And I do feel like it's quite a nice time to be really finding and settling into my own style as I hit 30, because oh my God, like when I look back, I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but looking back at some of my photos from like college and like, oh, when I was like 25, I mean, like, I just used to wear some of this like weirdest crap. Like, I don't know what was going through my brain. I think I only shopped at Zara, and I'd go and buy these like tiny little white skirts and then like pink, you know, kind of, what are they called? Like boob tube, kind of like with these huge cat eye sunglasses, and so, like, I'm like, that was like 25 should have been my prime, but I just used to wear some really, really random stuff. Because I had no idea. I think I just thought like, that's fun, that's cute. And then like, I always wanted to look like skinny. So anything that showed a lot of skin or showed off my waist or something, I was like, this is great. But now obviously my style's evolved so much more than that. And I do feel like 30, I'm feeling like more like my best self, like, and I think more of the glow up is coming. So if you want to join me on this journey, I'm happy to give you any recommendations and tips and help where I can. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. See you tomorrow.